In this video, I'm going to walk you through an update on my IWM strangle trade, which, as you can see on the screen, was turned into a straddle position. So if you haven't got time and you want to just watch this video, a very high level overview of where we are. So we started with a put option for IWM when it was trading just above 191. And the red line is the put strike. The blue line is the call strike, and the red dotted line and the blue dotted line is the put break even and the call break even, respectively. So we can see here that IWM back all the way until October 26th, and I'm recording this video on December the 9th. So a lot has changed since then, and those who know what's happened to IWM's price, you guys are in for a bit of a treat, really, in terms of how I've been managing this position. But effectively, we can see that my put strike was being breached here. So we opened the call option, turning this into a strangled position to allow us to pick up more credit, reduce our break evens on the put, and we kept rolling our call down as IWM continued to decrease. And we got to a position where we were at the 21 days to expiration, which is where I like to roll my positions out to the next monthly cycle, into the December cycle, effectively, on where we had a 165 straddle. So the blue line and the red line are together with our break evens there. So we were quite close to the current price at 164, a 165 strike, and we had pretty wide break evens of $5.56 on either side of total credit received. So that's where we left off, and let's continue this journey for IWM. So we can see here now that IWM, when it was trading around this area, when we rolled it, took a massive move up. So we can see on the previous slide, it was 164, jumped up to 175-ish, and then tailed off to 172.31. What did I do in this situation? Is I rolled up what's called the untested side. So you can see here that my call strike, the blue line, was in the money. And obviously the red line, which is behind this blue line, was out the money. So what we do here is that we stay mechanical. We're still in the December cycle here, December 15th expiration. When one of your sides gets tested, and as you can see here, even broke through our call break even price, I decided to roll up the untested side. So I rolled up the untested side, picked up another 47 cents or $47 in this trade, and therefore giving our total credit now in this position $6.03. So our call strike stayed the same at 165, but our break even slightly increased from 170.56 to 170.103, which is, you can see this line here jumping up. And then you can see that the put strike, I rolled it up from the 165 to the 167. And you can see that here with this red line now peaking up now, and with the put break even slightly higher now because we've increased our strike by a couple of dollars, but that's cushioned slightly with the 47-cent credit of 160.97. So my put strike and break even rose. My call strike stayed the same, but my break even on my call rose as well. So what this position is, we've seen about what we've done here in the history. We've had a put option only. So we sold a put, very vanilla. We then, as we were getting challenged, we opened a call. So we had an out the money call and an in the money put, but effectively the call strike was above our put strike, giving us what's called a strangle position. When both strikes go together, like we had here in the previous slide, that is a straddle position. But now we have our put strike above our call strike, where in here the put strike was under. That is what's called an inverted strangle, and that's the position that we have on. Now, I'm not too fussed, and for those who know me and watch my videos, I go inverted quite a lot. It's to pick up more premium, neutralize out the deltas, and it's the best way to stay mechanical here to hopefully trail the price if the price continues to go up, sideways, etc. Ideally, we still want IWM to come down. We want it to come down within our break-even strikes. Ideally, our sweet spot is within our inversion. That's where we're going to maximize the full value of this position. And that kind of set it up then for it absolutely continued to go higher. So you can see here that IWM did fall. It did very slightly go into our inversion, And then it moved from 168 or something to 178.77. I think that was the day when IWM did like a 4% move in the day, which was absolutely crazy. So again, what do we do in this scenario? Pretty similar to the previous slide. And just look, we were just November the 6th is when I did the first adjustment. I did a second adjustment on November the 15th. So not that long after, when IWM was trading at 178.77, sorry, we picked up another 71 cents credit because we rolled up the put strike even further from 167 to 172. So you can see that with that line here is that we are trailing the untested side, so the out the money side closer to the current price. So what that did was, like I said, brought in 71 cents or $71 credit into the position, giving us now a total credit of 674. Again, we haven't moved our call strike. Our call strike has stayed exactly the same where it has. But you can see with the first bump and now a second bump, we are now increasing our call break even now up to 171.74. So we are $7 behind, but our actual strike is at 165, which is way deep in the money from where the price here to here. So again, we're being mechanical because we're not at 21 days to expiration where we would look to roll the position out, which I'll talk about in a second. But what we have done is able to pick up more premium, neutralize the deltas ever so slightly, because we are now holding quite a lot of short deltas at this point. And I probably should put the deltas on the slide here, but we're not at that neutral position as like an out the money strangle that we have here. So I'm further inverted now by what's that, a $7 inversion that I have now on this position. But again, the key with every adjustment when positions go against you is to neutralize deltas. So bringing the put you out the money side or the untested side closer to the money will give you bigger deltas on in our case, the put side, which will negate the very big deltas you have when you're in the money call side. So again, that's going to soften the blow if IWM continues to rise, but also pick up that additional premium to widen out those break evens. That's at November the 15th. We then got to 21-day DTE week, as I like to call it. And it was time to roll this position out to the January cycle. And what you can see here in terms of the price, where we were at 178, it dropped slightly to 177, still very deep in the money on the call side. So what we decided to do is that we decided to roll the position into the January cycle. And for that, we picked up a total of 82 cents or $82 of credit. So firstly, what did I do with my strike? So you can see here with the put strike, I decided to keep the put strike the same. So I rolled from the December 15th, 172 put into the January 19th, 172 put. So I kept the put the same, pretty close to the money, picked up a nice bit of premium. Now, what did I do with the call strike? When you have one side that is in the money and we are at 21 DTE, the key step is what we need to do is we need to improve the strike position of our tested side. I went from the 165, which was here, and I rolled up the call strike by utilizing the call premium and whatever extrinsic value was left in the January cycle at the 167. I was able to increase my call strike by $2. Now, I could have increased it a lot further by taking less of a credit or even potentially taking a debit to do that. But for me, if I can improve the call strike, even if it's by $1 or a couple of dollars, which in this example we did, and I was able not to put additional risk on the put and do that for a credit, that for me was a win. So we picked up $82 or 82 cents of credit, giving us the total credit since the beginning of $7.56 or $756. So now we moved our call strike from 165 to 167. It's increased our break even from 171.74 to 174.56. And you can see that in the chart here where it spikes back up. And at the same time, because we picked up credit and did not move our put strike, and we picked up an additional $82, that decreased our put break even down to 164.44. So we are inverted, but hopefully you can see now how we can make our break evens better, even though we're inverted and the price has gone against us. And IWM has gone, like I said, from 162, 163 odd, all the way up to 177. That's a big move up. And you can see where it went all the way down. Now it's going all the way back up. So that was on the 21st of December. Now moving into this week, December 4th, and you can see here by the black line for IWM's price, it has continued to go up. Yeah, so IWM on December 4th closed at 186.89. And like I said, I'm shooting this video on December 9th. It's roughly around the same. I think it's at 185 or something. Again, you guys should know by now during this overall period that we were going up and on the period when we were going down. So when we were going down, we were rolling down the untested side. So in this case, it was the call, and we were keeping our put that was in the money. We kept it where it was. Now, if we reverse back on what's happened here in this uptrend, we again rolling up the untested side here, as you can see with the put, and we are keeping the call strike exactly where it is, and we're only moving it at 21 DTE. So it's the complete opposite of what's happened here. So again, we moved from a put strike of 172, we rolled it up to 178. Again, you can see that as resembled here by this line going up here to 178, picked up another 95 cents or $95 credit, giving us a total credit of $8.51. We kept the call strike the same at 165, but again, we have now increased our break even by nearly another dollar. When we were at 174, now we're at 175.51. Again, throughout this whole process, when we hit the bottom, you can see here we're at 171 break even. We're now at 175. So throughout this whole process of this range going up, we've added $4 of break even onto IWM. And again, because we've raised our put up, we have also raised up our put break even minus the 95 cents that we've created. And we're currently sitting at a break even of $169.49. So that's where the position is from where we left it back in October time, whenever I did my last video. But you can see that this has gone completely other way, or what's called whipsaw inside the industry of when you're trading. But like I said, a lot of people would panic in this situation. I'm not panicked, because I'm trading small in relation to my account size. Yes, my margin requirements, my buying power, all of those metrics have gone up. But again, I've accounted for that because I'm trading small. My account can withstand the additional margin impact of when positions go against you. So the key thing is to stay mechanical, and IWM, like when it went down, is not going to go up forever. Again, I've not got the chart of IWM up. It's oversold on the RSI. It's got a missed weekly pivot, which is around here. It's got a missed monthly pivot, which I think is around the 165, 168. So it hasn't hit its weekly. It hasn't hit its monthly yet. Yes, we're quite early into December. All roads point to a area of consolidation to even a potential pullback. And again, that's what we need. We just need IWM to sit within our break-even zones. So our break-even zones are getting narrower, as you can see, a lot wider over here, but they're getting narrower because we have a wider inversion. This is the widest inversion we've had since when we did it back at the beginning of November. You can see that inversion getting wider. Again, 21 days isn't until the last week of the last Friday of December. So what I'm hoping for is the IWM to at least chill out a little bit, get back to around the 180, 179, around my put strike area, which will again allow me to probably keep the put strike the same, hopefully increase up the call again, which will increase the break even to get IWM back into its call break even zone. That's the next step of where I want to get this. I need to get IWM back into the break even zone. So that's either me improving my strike prices, picking up more credit and increasing that call break even. And again, that's also going to help if IWM starts complying with my position by taking a bit of a break before it continues to go up again. So again, I'm not too concerned about this trade, but I just want you to visually see how that kind of looks. So I know a lot of people will be asking, oh, you're in a loss at the moment, you're taking it unrealized if you close the position. And that's absolutely right. So if we have a look here on IWM, if I was to buy that, the 165 call and the 178 put, it's going to cost me $23.82. So $2,382. Now I've picked up $8.51 in this trade. So my overall P&L, if I was to close the position today, will be minus $15.31 or $1,531 loss. Now, I'm not planning on closing the position. Yes, I could get assigned and all of these things, but if those things happen, I don't plan for those things. I just trade mechanically and I trade what I see. I'm not looking to close this position anytime soon. If anything, I probably want to keep it on for another 3-4 years. Eventually I'll get there. Eventually I'll keep putting more premium on. And then when IWM with my strike prices, hopefully then I can do a nice move it back to a straddle, move it back to a baby strangle and then a wider strangle. And then I'll have massive break evens on either side, because this $8.51, I'm going to carry with me and I'm going to continue to add to it. I look at it a bit like a snowball, where as that snowball runs down the hill, it's picking up more money as we went on. Because like I said, I can't remember what we started on. We probably started with dollars or something like that, or $1. I've now added $7.51 to this overall position, and I'll keep adding to this position. And eventually the price will start to comply, because it can't go up forever and it can't go down forever. As we saw in the previous slide, you could argue that it consolidated a bit, but then there did be 2 moves up here. I think when we had the inflation announcement that inflation's going down, unemployment starting to rise quickly a little bit, all of these are good things for IWM, which is a small cap company. So again, if you really want to understand this in more detail, I strongly suggest that you watch this video again, go back in the pinned comment and watch the first version of this, which again goes into it in a bit more detail. And again, if you want to learn to trade like this in a mechanical way, learn to control your emotion, capital management, again, I strongly encourage you that you can hit me up on Discord and on my live coaching, so you guys can see and watch me do this every single day. And I should see you guys in the next video.